Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back. If you were here for part one and part two, welcome for the first time. If this is your first time, whether you're here live or watching the recording, we're glad you found us. We got 30 minutes of fun coming up. So I think let's dive in. Maybe before we jump ahead, we're going to post some links in the chat for you. So the first link is this slide deck, which is full of resources, not just from today, but also from our last two sessions. So there's the link in the chat for you. I'd like to just start by acknowledging I'm presenting to you from Calgary, Alberta. This is Treaty 7 territory, the Indigenous homelands of the Blackfoot, Piikani, Kainai, Tsuut'ina, Stoney Nakoda. The Métis are here. Rich cultures all around me and a whole lot of snow, but absolutely love that I am able to be here with that. So like I mentioned, I'm from Calgary, Michelle Armstrong. I'm the Director of Events for Logix Academy. We'll tell you a tiny bit about Logix in a second, but Logix could not do what we do without our contractors, facilitators, just like Bill. Bill, hello.
Hello, everybody. I'm so excited to be here today on this third part of our Parent, Guardian, and Educator session. Bill Corcoran, I'm a partner with Logix Academy. I love every minute of this great organization and partnership. I'm here in Ottawa, Ontario. I know he said snowy, but today we got to 5 degrees Celsius. If you're watching this from Canada, it was nice and sunny, so it felt a little springy, but we know that's going to dip back down. So we're excited to be here and get on this great learning journey.
We're chilly here in Calgary, but we're going to warm things up with some awesome web apps tonight. So stay tuned. Logix Academy, just to give you in a nutshell, we are partners to all of these organizations that you see on the screen. So we get to do professional development and training and robotics and STEM support, you name it. We do it. It's so fun, like Bill mentioned. Hey, and we have a special giveaway thanks to the partner that we're working with today. So we're working with Google. We'll tell you a bit more about that, but you are going to have a chance to be entered into a draw for a Chromebook. So keep watching and we'll tell you how you can enter that in just a moment. So partnering with us today, Richard O'Shea. He is from Found 42, working alongside Google. Richard can't be with us tonight, but we're here to help spread the word about Meet Leo, which is a passion project of Richard's for sure. You know what, Bill, do we have the links to the Meet Leo resources or the beresponsible.ai link?
Yeah.
If this is the first time you guys are joining us, the link that Bill's going to throw into the chat, all sorts of information just about being safe online, especially in this age of generative artificial intelligence. So not just for you, but obviously for our children and our students. So that's why we're here. Meet Leo. We are going to learn and explore online. Okay, Bill, what's our plan today?
Well, I love, first of all, that you said we in all of this, because when we talk about everything we're doing here, it involves we, not just our children, not just our students, it's everybody. So I love that you use that vernacular. But of course, we're doing our welcome. We're doing a little review in a few moments, but then we're going to jump into some awesome web apps that we can use that we know are reputable, that are tried and tested and brought to you by Google. So it's great when we can trust these apps and tools that we're bringing forth. But yeah, we're doing a little recap in just a moment and we'll get started, because that's the stuff we really want to learn about and from. But first, we got some sort of recap to do, but the things that we always want to identify is that we never want to forget that a human's part of this whole process. They're at the center of every conversation. We want to recognize, even though we're talking about tech, there's opportunities for going outdoors. There's opportunities for balance. And so in all of this is the answer that we're trying to strive for as society. But these tools can help in instances and when used properly, and I think they're great tools. So we'll highlight that. And of course, get outside, enjoy that sunshine, enjoy the cold weather, the warm weather, whatever you're getting, make sure you get out and enjoy it along the way. So review of session 1 and 2. Very quick, we obviously went over being safe online. So important, though. Even though we want to use technology purposefully, it is a great tool. We know that we have to be aware of what the instances where it can be unsafe or harmful. And we named those and we brought it through in previous sessions where we created those guardrails. How do we help our children, our students, make sure they're in the safest place possible? And of course, we sparked up the idea and prompted everybody to have conversations about it at home as a family. So taking it out of the education setting, creating those agreements that we can use and have. Well, what are we going to do with our phone at bedtime? What are we going to do in this scenario? How can we be partners in this so it's not all parents and guardians coming down and say, close your phone, being partners and understanding what it is our children are doing with it, because they're doing amazing things on it. But we also know that as they get older, we tend to pull off those supports and give them more autonomy when it's actually they need the most as they go through it.
True enough.
Yes, of course. I know I'm guilty too. Everybody, it's we're coming at it as parents too, where we're just trying to make sure we're doing the right things as best we can too. And of course, exploring responsibly, we got into that idea of that AI is just a tool. It's a powerful tool, but it is a tool that we can use to support learning as a thought partner. But also we know that it could be used to just write an essay and put in something that's not authentically yours. So we have to balance that as we go through. And this all comes together with Meet Leo's program about bringing it together with AI literacy skills and having these conversations along the way. So without further ado, do you want to add anything to the recap, or we're just going to jump right in?
Yeah, I think the recap, hopefully we're part of part 1 and part 2, but if not, those recordings are there for you. So grab the slide deck that we're using today, the links in your chat, and on the today's plan, you'll see links directly to part 1, part 2, and now part 3. We're diving into the apps. And first one's Google Lens. Maybe before we go any further, though, I do see we've got some people joining us live. Usually you guys are pretty quiet out there. You're not really chatty in the chat, but if you feel brave and you want to let us know that you're here, let us know in the chat. Where are you joining us from? We'd just love to know that we're not talking to the abyss, but that's okay. We're used to talking to the abyss. Anyway, all right. So Google Lens. If you haven't heard of Google Lens, or maybe you've heard of it, you may not know the depth to how Google Lens is now changing the way we search online. So Google Lens, the slides here I'm going to show you, these are directly from the Meet Leo resources. Then we're going to dive into Lens itself. But Google Lens, the best place to use Google Lens is on your cell phone, whether you've got Android or iOS. Google Lens is now just part of the search feature inside Google. Like I say, we're going to dive in a second. So you will notice, so if you have a phone right now, Bill, if you have a phone right now, if you jump onto your phone, if you just go to a Google page, you're going to see your Google search bar over on that right-hand side. Kind of looks like a little camera with a dot in it. Now, there is a Google Lens app as well. You can download the full app, and in some cases they work hand in hand, but really right there, the power is in that search bar. So everyone get your phone ready, because we're going to get you to do a little bit of work. All right. First of all, when you see your Google Lens, if you press that little camera, you will have the option to search something, to take a photo of an image or press the search bar. So right there on the screen is exactly what you see behind me. So Bill, either take a picture of the screenshot you see, or go ahead to my little thumbnail and see if you can pick it up. But I want you to use your Google Lens and take a picture of that picture. And those of you guys out there, do the same. And if you can, post in the chat, let me know, what does it tell you about this image? So that's a new way of just searching by images right there in the Google search bar. Bill, what'd you come up with?
Well, it's also pretty neat because I know the answer, so I'll see if anything pops up there. But I also, on my first scan, it picked up other people in here, including you and I. So
oh my goodness.
I had facilitators on here, part of the search.
Oh, interesting. So if you take a picture of me, it tries to guess who I am.
A little bit. It has your name on this one. It wouldn't be as intuitive without our names on it, but I'm wondering. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, so sorry.
No, and I'm realizing it's probably picking up the Logix logo. It's
Yeah,
probably picking
yeah,
up the Google Lens logo.
amazing.
So yeah, new power to be able to see things around us and pick up things we maybe didn't even know we were picking up. Okay, Bill, what does Google Lens tell you about this image?
Well, I want to hear it from you though, because I love the way you describe it. So I'm not going to do the viewers any disjustice or injustice, I should say. Maybe you can say, what does it pick up? Because I love the way
I
you do.
I feel like we should just leave it, like, we won't tell
Ooh,
anybody if they're not gonna
and
just lens it themselves. It's like, "Okay, you're lost." No, 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 this is a picture of, Vancouver, the Vancouver
mhm,
skyline, so it's actually a photograph we took on a gorgeous, sunset, but picks up it should pick up that that's, the Vancouver skyline. Sometimes it might give you more info, but yeah, that's Vancouver, and that's one way we can use Google Lens. This is an interesting way, and we might get a little controversial on this next way to use Google Lens. How do we help our children or our students learn using Google Lens, especially, let's say, when we have oh, how come it's not going to the next slide for me? Bill, do you happen to be able to fast
yep,
forward? Oh, I wonder if it didn't load fully. That's okay.
mhm,
Guess
yep,
what? We have plan B. Do you want to just zip over to the other screen share, Bill? And I'll just
yeah,
pull
the
up the
back,
slides over here.
yep,
And we are sharing this slide. All right, look at us. Technology,
that's right.
we got this.
There you go.
Okay, so how might we help our children or students learn? So this is an example of an assignment my daughter brought home, grade 11, and she was beside herself because she didn't know how to do this. It's bonds in chemistry. But what I want you to do, so Bill, you can do this as well. If you use your Google Lens, so same thing, go to that lens, just take a picture of this, and you may see that there's a solve button that comes up. You can also just take a picture of it. But what happens when we press that solve button? And I encourage those of you watching at home or at the recording, what does that give us when we press the solve button? I don't know, Bill, if you know anything about bonds in chemistry.
No,
Right? Me neither. So my daughter comes to me and she's like, I don't know how to do this. I'm like, I don't know how to do it either. But did you get some like fairly reasonable results here?
well, initially I didn't click on the solve, even though I know you were prompting it. And then now, just like, yeah, I mean, the idea of getting it is always about, you should have a foundation in some regard to it. This should be a support. And so as I go through
Mhm.
this, and the effect that you're talking about, elemental hydrogen on this is like amazing. But that, how, when we use it and where we use it and how we use it is, like you said, that controversial part of it. If I'm just coming home doing this and handing it in an answer, that's not part of the process.
Exactly. And that's why I actually love how Google Lens approaches this. So it gives me, hey, and the second time I did it, actually gives me the explanation
Mhm.
first. Then it tells me step one, here's what you've got to do. Step two, here's what you've got to do. So it doesn't just give you the answer. I took it one step further. It's like, I still don't get this. Can you explain this
Mhm.
to me like I'm a 10-year-old? And then it really
Mhm.
goes into, ooh, well, atoms are like friends holding hands. I'm like, okay, cool. Um, so Lens isn't there to give our children or students the answer. It's there to help them understand, put it into words that maybe mean a bit more to them. And right here at our fingerprint tips. Comments on that, Bill?
Yeah, I love the idea that even though it may be bringing it to some solvable language, uh, that bring it down to the 10-year-old or a grade 5, or giving it some parameters to bring it down, maybe use it in a different frame language or type of language is just so helpful, because
Yeah.
even though it's gone from super academia to maybe high school, you still need to bring it down to be able to support your kids. So I love that AI is working in the background to respond to it and add that prompt of saying,
Yeah.
change it.
Yep. Perfect. If there is anyone out there watching live, I know you're there. But if you have any comments about this, or whether, this is something you can see using, or whether this is something you're like, I'm going to hide lens from my children. Yeah, we'd love to have these conversations. So feel free to let us know what you're thinking out there in the chat. Okay. And now this, I think we're not going to argue the power of lens when we're working with other languages. So what I've given you here on the screen, I'll even go full screen. And Bill, what I want you to do is use your Google Lens, and you should see that it comes up with a translate feature. So I'm going to just, right, you can zoom in there. This is one of my favorite stories. It's in French. It's Le Petit Prince. And it's sometimes hard to understand language when I'm just learning, my daughters are just learning, but Lens, did you get a translation, and are you able to understand this first page of one of my favorite books?
Well, I'm just wowed at it because when you recognize it, when you take that image or hover over it, it's not like you have to choose a setting where you're like, go translate. It's recognizing and giving you the option to translate because it's using that AI in the background to say, why don't you do this? And then not only that is it's giving you the option that it recognizes that it's French, and it recognizes that you probably want to go to English based on some of your settings, but you can change that. So it's recognizing as opposed to you manually having to do it. And then you can select all, you can listen to it and open it in the Translate app too. It's just amazing how it's all encompassing. But yes, for me, going from French to English definitely worked.
Yeah. So this is a great point. Any of you watching, maybe you already have paused a few times, but feel free to pause. Do this translation, see what some of the other features are. We'll still be here when you get back. We're going to dive more into translation. So with that, Bill, let's talk more just about translations beyond what we can do inside Lens.
Absolutely. So in here, just with us switching the slides as well, I might have to get you to hit next slide on it. It's not popping up for me. But basically, we've gone into the power of using our phones, our devices in the palm of our hand. Just think of Google Lens when you're out and, there's a painting, right? Museums and different institutes are using these powers to be able to say, let's jump it out right in real time to be able to use it. So you're walking around. I'm here from Ottawa. I see something that I might want to see. Well, here, I can use that. And all of a sudden I have a little bit more of history from it, or just a building that I don't understand. Maybe it has something on it, which is great. But we're used to a couple things with Google Translate. One is the web-based browser, which means I'm going on your favorite browser. I use Google Chrome, but you have your own. And you go to, Google Translate, and you have these options. So you can detect the language, you can put in a text, you can bring in a link or a website, that type of thing. It's very, very manual in this way. You're very intentional on what you're doing. And you're saying, I want it to go from this to this. And so that's meaning I'm usually on a key device like your Chromebook or a laptop, and that's great. But now let's transition to the next slide on what it can look like once AI gets the power of an app via a mobile device. So again, very much like Google Lens, if you pick up that Google Translate app, and this is live right now, it's going into 94 different languages, which is huge to be able to just hold up. This example is in French, but all of a sudden it knows that your default language is English or whatever default your language you are using within the settings. And instead of saying sortie, it's saying exit right in front of you. So think of the possibilities of that.
Very cool. Bill, I'm going to stop here only because I wanted to follow along. So I jumped on my phone and, of
Yeah.
course, didn't read carefully enough. And I started downloading an app from I'm not even sure who.
Mm.
Um, So I just want this to be a word of warning for everyone. When you're looking for the Google Translate app, just make sure it says Google Translate and it's by Google
Yeah.
LLC. So there's a bunch on there and they look pretty similar. So yeah, I was
And they
fooled
usually pop up
by,
earlier because they're sponsored
yep,
or whatever somehow.
yep,
But
yeah.
yes, good. It's always
Now I
good to
do.
be there.
I got it. So I can do the same thing I was doing in Lens. Now I just point my camera and it's can translate live.
It's
Amazing.
amazing how Google is bringing them all into all. I think they're triangulating so closely together some of these things. You're in a Google browser, well, Lens is there. You're in Lens, well, Translate's part of it. Like it's all these things are so powerful as we go through. So this
Yeah.
is an awesome example, just instant translation. So that I think we come to expect with Google Translate. But one thing that is starting to change the game, and I'm sure probably been experimenting with it, being in education, trying to have conversations with parents, guardians, students who where English is not their first language, and obviously they know the content. We're just trying to work together on as they're learning the language. Well, in this case, this is real time conversation. So you're putting your default where it's speaking and where it's coming back out as being the translation. So I will speak into it. It will translate it, not just visually like you see on the screen, but then say it out loud. The person who is you're having a conversation with will respond. It will translate it and then say it out loud again. So that auditory piece is absolutely new. And it's not even just a one-off. It's actually creating that split screen where people are having a conversation in real time. What possibility?
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if you've seen this in action, but I know when being in the office at the local school, if somebody's coming in trying to work with their office administrator, this is a game changer.
It is. I can, well, it's not really confession. I've used this a few times with Uber drivers.
Oh yeah,
Well, I was
yeah,
in Montreal a little
hmm
while
yeah,
ago, and I should speak French better, but I actually still struggle. But just having that fallback live translation is awesome.
yeah.
So definitely encourage those of you, like, take some time, go have some conversations in different languages and see how it works.
hmm
It is for sure pretty incredible. And new
Oh
updates.
my goodness. So one is that there's been different apps which have been really good about trying to learn language yourself. Now this is going to integrate the ability for you to practice a language. It will test you and learn who you are and continue to have you read into it and continue to scaffold your learning. And then also a transcription. So if I'm sitting in part of a meeting, I could be having this played in real time. And it's not just a sentence, it could be long sound bites or long meeting lengths, which is amazing. So I think these are handy tools. Yeah. And then the last one blows my mind because not only has Google uh, changed the game from using their own technology, meaning Google Pixel Buds, their earphones, now you can use the next feature, which is kind of coming out in this year with any earphones, any headphones, which is the same thing we just talked about, like having a conversation, but it can be going right into through the app, through your Bluetooth, through any corded device, works with any headphones. That ability to have a speech, but have a headphone in, using your microphone there, using your earphone, and having that real time conversation. Amazing.
Well, and this is all new to me. And I've
Yeah.
just noticed, yeah, the practice button here in Translate, this is new since I've looked at
hmm
Translate
hmm
last. Um, that's cool, live speech. And then my kind of aha moment, when I was watching the Super Bowl, I
Yeah.
wanted to know what Bad Bunny was saying. And it's
Oh,
like, I
that's a
gotta
great
go
example.
transcribe that, in any case. Okay, this is awesome. Wonderful. Well, thanks, for that, Bill. Hopefully, you guys have all had a chance, test that out. We're gonna dive into the last app, that we wanna showcase. Again, it's in the Meet Leo resources, Google Arts and Culture. We could spend quite likely an hour, maybe 2, um, inside Google Arts and Culture, but I want to just highlight a few of the features that just help us explore AI a little bit more as well. So maybe what I'll do, instead of going to my slides, we're actually, before we dive in, I am going to go over to arts and culture. I do want everyone to know there is a mobile app and there's the web version. I've only used the web version recently. I used to use the app, but I want to let everyone know there is a premium version of the app now. And by default, it kind of wants you to sign up for premium. You can just exit out and say, no, thank you. But for that reason, I actually prefer the web version just because, hey, just kind of leaves me alone and I can do my thing on the web. So just be aware of that. But Google Arts and Culture, definitely worth checking out. This is it here. We can go into hundreds of thousands of artworks. We can zoom in to like paint brush stroke level of artworks. It's incredible. We can tour museums all over the world. Google Street View, you can actually walk through the Louvre and see the Mona Lisa inside Google Arts and Culture. We could go to different places in the world. Again, the same idea. Google Street Views. We can explore them. And of course, there's a number of games. What I want to show us today, though, the AI integration that's starting to happen inside arts and culture can mostly be found here in the lab. It's in the slide deck, but just to sort of show where we're going when we're going to the lab, these are all of Google's experiments, brand new things that they're testing out quite often with the help of AI. They call them experiments. And we're just going to show you 3 experiments today. Experiment number 1. Well, I think we'll go here to moving archives. So just recognizing that Google Arts and Culture is a digitized collection of almost, probably not all the artwork in the whole entire world, but a whole lot of art from all over the world. But what Google Arts and Culture is now doing is they're taking images, so photographs. Let's just click on this one here. So these are digitized images that have existed and are put into Google Arts and Culture. But now what they're doing with the help of AI is saying, I wonder what was happening in that photograph. And so then they have a toggle. Here's the original photograph. This is what we think is going on in that picture. So they've made the water move. They've got this boy is leaning down. He's looking at something, and all of that from this one still image that we're not sure if that's true, but pretty cool that we can take ourselves and imagine what history might have been like. There's so many, Bill. I want to show all of them, but we don't have time. Just thoughts or comments on this.
Well, I love the way you framed it, is that it's when we say what we think is happening, obviously there's lots of contextual clues that are happening, lots of historical events and what should be happening around and who the people are and where it's occurring. So within these images that AI is kind of projecting and predicting based on what it is, it's using a database of so much information and clues. So yes, the disclaimer is, it's using those clues to do it, but at the same time, it's usually on par with the time of the framework, all those different things in history.
Yeah, exactly. So worth checking out. Some of you have already paused. You're going to stay there for a while. That's okay. This next one, you know what? See what you say. I'm missing one that I want to show you. That's okay. Let's go to see what you. No, I'm going to take us back because I want to take us. So there's the lab. I'm just in my other tab here. So there's our moving archive experiments, the odd one out. I want to make sure to show us odd one out, and then I'm going to go to see what you say. So odd one out. This is, again, taking images that have been digitized and inside arts and culture, but it's going to give us 3 actual images, but then it's going to give us 1 AI generated image. It is a timed game. We're not going to play the whole game, but Bill, here we go.
I'm so bad at these sometimes.
But Let's see. So here we go. 3 of them are going to be real. 1 of them is not. Are you ready, Bill?
I'm ready.
AI generated pencil. We can turn off our audio.
Hard to see. I'm gonna do the one with the yeah, it was the one where your
That
cursor.
one?
I was yeah.
Oh, yay!
Oh
You got it
wow. I
right.
don't know. Yeah, it was more the lines were fuzzy around it. I'm not sure what context I was gonna.
Yeah. And so I'm with you. I often get these wrong. You do get a score. I think the first time I did this, my score is like 85. And I think the top score is maybe 500 or 1,000. In any case,
Mhm.
it's tricky. But how great is this for us to really use our critical thinking to try to recognize AI? And it's hard. So that is called Odd One Out. We're going to leave that to all of you to explore. And then this next one, see what you say. I love this activity because it helps our children and our students learn how to do very specific prompting. Bill, have you played See What You Say yet? Oh, you
Yes,
have.
it is.
Okay.
It is unique to see educators and system level staff play at the same time and have to hone in how articulate they are and very specific they are in their prompting.
Yeah. And I think I've been saying see what you say, but it's say what you see in any case. So basically, this is how we can teach our children, our students, how to do prompting. We've got this image on the left. I've got 200 characters to describe what we see. Bill, it's a bowl of ramen. Uh, Ramen with a half egg, and 3 slices of pork with green onions.
Yep.
Let's see. Onions on top or in a pile. Like the more specific you get, the better. And now it's going to generate an image based on what I prompted. And we're going to see. Oh, well,
Wow.
it's a little off. It's got the half egg. There's more egg there. Oh, it tells me I'm 89% match though, so
That's
that's
pretty
good.
good. Yep.
Comments on this or how else you've used this, Bill?
Well, I think it's just a great lesson on, using the tools to create images or just prompting when you're using any sort of LLM, which is a large language model like Google Gemini, where you have to be specific. In that instance, we're trying to describe the picture, but imagine that the picture wasn't there and we were trying to get it to do what we wanted to do without it. So that's how, I guess, descriptive you have to be when you're looking at your prompt. It only knows what we say.
That's it, right? Yeah. Okay, well, with that, so we say what you see. That's just 3 examples of some of the tools that are out there for us to explore AI. They're all within those Meet Leo resources. And as long as you have our slide deck, you have even more resources. The Meet Leo resources are there. We've got some family guides we talked about last time, Family Link, how to set up safe accounts. And then, of course, today you have Google Translate, Google Lens, and Google Arts and Culture. Pretty great resources.
Yep.
Oh, yes, the chance to win the Chromebook, the moment you've all been waiting for, and we're 3 minutes overdue on this.
Oh,
Bill,
my.
can you throw that link into the chat for everyone? So to be entered into the draw for the Chromebook, you fill out the form that Bill is going to link there for you. Have the title of the session is Meet Leo. And just tell us one thing you learned today. And as long as you tell us one thing that we actually talked about, we're going to enter you into the draw for that Chromebook. So we wish you good luck on that. Anything else for the good of all, Bill?
No, I think we covered it. I love that these were tools that, even though there are premium versions, we identified the amount that you can get in the freemium versions. It's trusted, it's there, and you don't need more than the willingness to go there and explore, because it is trusted. We wouldn't guide you in the wrong way, and we are
Yes.
happy to bring those tools. Where our next session is going to be things that are kind of account based and kind of complement what your children may be experiencing in school or have access to as part of their education accounts. So that's our other sessions, our 3B session.
Yes, so that's tomorrow night. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So
Can't
yes,
wait.
dive in to resources. Then we need to have a Google account for tomorrow night sessions, but definitely we hope you'll join us. If you do have a moment and you want to fill out the feedback form for us here at Logix to let us know how we're doing, please do. And then also there's a link there, events@logixacademy.com. If you need any support with anything, email us there. Someone's on the other side. Oh, hey, thank you.
Oh, amazing.
Definitely, please share with your colleagues. Love that so much. All right, everyone. Well, Bill, thank you again for being here, and we'll see you tomorrow night. And thank you all for watching. We'll see you again soon.
Can't wait. Have a great night.